That's all a thing. So yeah, you could go either way with it.
Did that just come through my mic?
Maybe.
No.
I
Okay.
have to go through GitHub to turn this tech. Okay, there it is. Well, there it is.
Wait, you found it? Can you link it in the chat?
I got you. I put it in my chat. Ha
Are you?
ha!
Wait, I invited y'all. Are y'all in?
I'm in.
Oh,
I
I didn't
think.
share the chat yet, probably. Let me check this.
It's actually failing to load the stream together thing for me. I have the
Oh, really?
notification, but it's like denied.
I'm in, I think.
Huh.
In the
Yeah.
Hmm.
stream.
Oh, I hate like you
Oh,
can't see it. Okay, I
wait.
started sharing the chat. Relink it. Relink it.
Okay.
Relink. Yeah, relink it.
Ash asked me like forever ago, do you know this person or should I ban them?
The
Sorry, Ash. I'm struggling. Okay, no, yeah, I'm in the share chat.
Okay, now link it. Now link it so we can
Okay.
all see it.
I need to be re-invited. Wait,
There it goes.
No, you're in here.
It's in again.
am I? Maybe I
Yeah,
have.
you are. I saw you.
Maybe I did something where you can just always collab with me with no permission or something, because I didn't accept it.
Oh, really? That's
I
funny.
mean, I clicked the
You
button that failed.
so you also could have stayed in it from a
Yeah.
previous time and never left.
Oh, that's too funny.
Yeah. But
All
yeah,
right, did you
it
guys
all
get the
exists
link?
here. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna try what I
Oh
was
wow.
gonna
Eric,
consider.
what was
Guys,
the
we're
one
on
that you wanted?
podcast. Guys, we're on
This is good.
podcast.
This is good stuff.
Guys.
We're talking about Eric and Anthony's first tattoo.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
fair.
that's fair.
Fair.
That's fair.
That's kind of a big deal.
It's obviously not my first, but you know,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is
yeah.
what it is, what
As
it
Nat
is.
lifts up his arm.
It is
Okay.
what it is. I do need to get it in before I start getting too much older.
Oh yeah.
Shit
Okay.
hurt.
Oh yeah,
Because
but
it hurts.
This would honestly like be
Oh, yeah,
super
thin.
easy for y'all though.
Yeah,
No, it's it'd be super easy.
It should
Like,
be fun.
yeah.
I'll read Ash's message. A
Go ahead and read it. What
supervillain
does it say?
a supervillain is holding her credit cards hostage, so he can't buy tickets until someone whose name starts with E agrees to get a tattoo with us.
Oh damn!
That's funny. That's funny.
Wait, so
I
Eric,
can't
what
make
was
any
the
decisions
phrase?
until the wife's back, anyways. So
She'll say yes.
she probably will. Yeah, no doubt. What was the phrase?
Was it life before death?
I wonder if I can get this
Journey before destination? Did I skip
Yes.
one? Did I skip one?
You I don't know. Keep trying.
Life before death, journey before destination, and I can't remember.
I don't think I can get this entire quote done.
Life
Damn.
before death, strength before weakness.
Strength before
journey
weakness.
Journey
before
destination.
destination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd be able to get this entire quote. I mean, like, I
Wow,
would
it's
be there a lot
long.
longer than y'all.
What do you want to get a quote of?
Do you want me to read it, or do you want me to
Mm-hmm.
post it into the chat?
No, you have to read it
Okay.
in character voice.
No, I can't, dude. What are you trying to get me to do? I can't compare to freaking what's his name? Oh Jesus.
Oh my gosh,
With
the
his
goat,
wife.
Michael Kramer.
Yeah, Michael Kramer. You can't have me try to do Dalinar.
The goat.
Okay, the quote is the most important words a man can say are "I will do better."
I 100% thought you were gonna go with the
You can't take my pain.
No, the steps. The hardest step is the next
Yeah,
step.
yeah. No, that's all part
the
of the
next.
same quote, Eric.
I know.
It's
but
so rough. I want
Dude, it's
both.
so
You
good.
know,
It's so
Oh.
good.
The last one is like it's the stumbles, the trials, the knowledge that we
Dude.
will fail. It's so good. It's so good.
So
Knowing his
good.
backstory too.
And now Anthony has the well, Ash doesn't, but Anthony knows the I will protect even those I hate.
Whoa, I'm hearing.
I wouldn't
Eric
get that one.
and me.
Mine would say, I'll think about it.
I'll think about it.
I'll think about it.
Oh man.
Does that translate? Can I translate that? I can. Oh man. There's an I'll think about
Yeah,
it
you can
translation.
translate all of it. You can
I'll think
translate anything with this.
I think the best one. I have found through painful experience that the most important step a person can take is always the next one. That's still bars. Still bars.
Yeah.
Let's see what it looks
Oh,
like.
that's crazy. I will think about it is different than I'll contractionary think about it. Oh,
Now, how do I get it to run? That's the
just
question.
click out of it. Click out of it.
Okay. Whoa, that would actually hurt like hell.
With how long it is. The one Eric wants is really long, dude.
I mean, it would just be the first ideal, which they all share.
They all share. That's technically a spoiler for me.
I think the only thing that saddens me is that, man. I mean,
There's no
it's
easy
it's
way
a
to host
pseudo
anything.
spoiler, but it's like lack of stuff. So it's not really spoiling anything that happens. It just says that we know it doesn't happen so far. But we don't know what the immortal words are for the stone word.
Yeah,
I don't think.
that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, we
least
have
for
no
you.
no. There's no stone words in the story yet.
That you know of.
No, because I'm looking at the page and I know there's none in
Wow.
I know there's
spoilers,
none
you
in the
actual butt
book
munch.
either.
Ew. Get out of the chat, bro. You're gross. Who even, dude, what kind of fan are you, bro? Like,
I was looking up. I was just making sure.
Ew, no.
They just
You had
don't
all-
have their oaths.
you had all this smoke to talk about. Oh, I haven't read all the secret novels, so I'm not going to go ahead and spoil myself and defile
one
my
Ash, you
process
can't
like
ban
mine.
the streamer. It's
Yeah,
impossible.
ban him from his own stream. Do it, Ash. I'd like to see him try and get back. Disgusting.
That's
How
hilarious.
dare you say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna read all the secret."
I was just
first
looking.
before
I am.
because that's the
Hey.
correct order.
I am
but I
going-
already know that there's no stone wards. And
I'm catching up with you. Have you finished Yumi and the Nightmare Painter yet?
I did.
Okay.
What
I'm
are you gonna do
closing in.
about it?
I'm
What are
almost
you gonna do
done.
about it? I'm 3 down, 1 more to go.
We are also getting a lot of feedback of ourselves through you, Anthony. Just
What?
putting it out there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
3
we
you.
can hear ourselves.
Right now?
Yeah. It also might be because we're very loud and engaged, but yes.
It's kind of stopped though. Nope, there it is.
No, there it is.
It's when I do this.
Really?
Oh, are your headphones open back?
Yep.
I'm
just gonna-
Oh, you silly bitch!
got him.
You went for sound quality, you idiot!
Okay, well y'all are just quiet to me now, okay? I've had these headphones forever, dude.
They're really good. Are they
They are.
Sennheisers?
They are.
They're the Mastrop Sennheisers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you,
yeah, they're really
do you
nice.
remember Mastrop, that boomer website?
Before it went
Before it went
like
south?
subscription only nonsense member mode, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it was a
Mm.
wild time. It was a
Yeah,
wild time.
it's a wild time.
That's where my keyboard's from. I could show you.
Same.
Mine is not.
Eric, where would you
Old
get?
keyboard is.
Where would you get it? Where would you get the tattoo of old?
Where would I get it?
Where would it be
Oh,
Put
placed?
it on your penis, right?
Yes, just right around the circumference.
I mean,
100%.
I'm just saying.
I don't know why I clipped
Oh
that.
no, my face cam doesn't work because it's hooked up to the podcast.
Yep.
Ah, dang
Can't
it,
do
that was
it.
perfect.
Can't do it.
Okay.
No. Probably do it around like my upper forearm.
That's gonna be ticklish.
In a circle?
Yeah, I'd probably do it around the forearm.
I would. So
The
Would it
other
be like
thing
3
I-
lines? Would it be like?
supposed-
Would it be like
it's
1,
it's
2,
supposed to be
3?
one line up to a point, though, right? It's not supposed like it's supposed to be a script that's broken and written on text. So like, I'm
Oh,
just
broken
saying,
lines?
Yeah.
You might want to.
Yeah, I'm more just taking it from like an artistic perspective of there are 2 ways that I think would be really cool is if I did it in such a way that it's like one script all the way around,
Mm-hmm.
that's or doing like an atom like revolving around a center
Bro.
where there's like 3
Bro.
going across. I think that would also be cool.
You want your freaking tattoo artist to throw himself over a bridge.
I know.
That's what
Look,
you want.
Look, I never said my tattoo was going to be cheap. I just said it was.
If you want that quality, yeah, that's gonna
Yeah.
be. Oh, it's gonna be rough. What is this?
See,
That's supposedly the same ish.
Yes.
I mean, but that's not what you want. You would want
yeah, I
the
wouldn't want it this
rotated
way. That's
90
the thing.
degrees
You would want one line.
and probably
I would-
connected lines.
And probably 3 bands that go all the way around.
Yeah,
the
top,
simplest way I
middle,
would do it-
bottom.
Yeah. But so that it is 3 bands of each of the statements.
You know what you should do?
all the way around.
You should do the entire scene leading up to like one of the best like quotations of it, and have that wrap around your entire forearm. Do the
Wait, isn't
entire
that what we're
paragraph.
talking about?
Do the entire paragraph and just like start here
Okay.
at your elbow, at your
Yeah.
like, right here, and just go
And just keep doing all lines all the way around, all the
down
way.
to your fingers, bro.
Jeez.
Question.
That'd be crazy.
Would you need a temporary version of it beforehand?
Evolution of beard growth.
That's right. That's right.
We
Go ahead,
all-
Anthony. What were you saying?
Oh, would you need a fake version of it to try? Would you need to try it out?
Ooh, a trial run.
Because there's little kits you can get. You could have a Bon V try. I don't know how.
Pansy. He'd do it.
do it right out the gate.
Do it out the gate.
I would want to make sure.
He knows he wants to try. He knows he wants to.
So you would try it.
He would.
But I
totally try it.
also, I think the biggest thing for me is that I would also want some detail to it. I the what are they called? Is it the mouth?
What?
Kind of fill in their glyphs, right? So there's like banding to it. I feel like that would also be something that I would want to add, like what are they called? Essentially elements that go and contain the lines. Maybe that be pieces from the story or like cracks or whatever it may be.
I'd always add those in afterwards, but really, it just sounds like
you can.
it just sounds like ways to delay and not go to Sanjapan.
It's time to get a tattoo, dinguses. Accept it.
Hey, that's fair.
It's like, they caught me. I said I'd get this tattoo. Now they all want to get it. How do I delay
still
further?
is.
I make it more
Still is.
complicated. Huh?
You're still-
We're talking to Ash.
You still got mad at.
Oh, I'm still causing an echo? No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But as
I
you're
don't know why.
fixing that, I will say that it is very important for you to like your tattoo off jump. So as much shit as I love to give Eric, there's a lot of science and like experience behind the idea of don't get a tattoo that you're like kind of okay about.
Yeah.
Especially because with this kind of script, it fades really fast.
Yeah.
So unless you plan on going in and getting it retouched a lot, you're gonna experience a lot of bleed. And this stuff is very detail oriented. Like for you guys, it's perfect because you guys are of the fairer skin, so it's easier for you guys to see it for longer periods of time. But if I were to get it, I'm probably gonna have to go in sooner rather than later to get it retouched if I want that crisp detail.
Yeah.
Just putting it out there, you know.
That's fair. That's fair. I have
would-
a lot of ideas too, and that's the thing. But I think the biggest problem is that I wouldn't just want like just glyph around the arm.
Yeah.
Like I want that to be the part of it, but I still want it to be artistically relevant in some shape or form. It doesn't have to be crazy, but something to give it character with that, you know?
Get it so the supervillain will release my credit card.
Ash is convinced.
Ash is like, I have only one avenue from which I can get this tattoo, and it is through you.
It is through you.
I need you to make this happen for me.
I 100% have thought of this one. This is one of the where I would be down to get it. It's merely a matter of details.
Heard.
So, if I could sit down and figure out the details, this is.
There's not a lot of detail to figure out, my guy.
No. There isn't. I just.
Yeah. You'd have to figure out how you want to find out how you can love it.
Yes, I just want an artist to go in and give me ideas, because I think from a creative standpoint, like
You're stumped.
yeah. I'm not stumped. I have ideas, but they aren't what my vision of would be.
You're stumped.
Right? Yeah.
You can't. You're stuck in the metaphorical and the cognitive. You don't see.
Exactly. I have the ideas all in my head as written text.
Yeah.
But I don't have the visual, and I need some artist to come in and be like, "Would it be cool if it looked like this?" And I'm like, "That's exactly yes."
Well, I know what our next step is, Anthony.
Jess.
What is it?
Oh, he's still fixing his microphone. Hold on 1 second.
He is.
I know what our next step is, which is to find an artist so you can actually ask him questions. Because the thing is, you can ask another artist to do it, and then take the art to another tattoo artist, and be like, "Hey."
Because it doesn't. Because like
as long as you pay for the work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is the one good thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
wonderful thing. I actually have a tattoo ticket for a tattoo that I think I'm gonna do either. God, I don't know when I'm gonna do it, but it's Zorro's face, but it's done in a very old-fashioned toon style.
Oh, okay.
If I have the, I don't have the shirt anymore. Dang it! Hold on. Maybe I can probably post a link to it. Hold on 1 second. Let me go ahead and see if I can find it. Toon Force.
But yeah, the other thing that I thought of, the other idea that I thought was really cool, and I saw somebody like do this
Yes.
very close, was essentially doing the spear with the glyphs floating around it. Essentially having the three the first ideal around it in glyphs, but having it be a spear that goes down the arm instead of wrapping fully around the arm.
Gotcha.
Was another idea that I thought was really cool.
Okay.
Because a lot of people do the spear with the glyphs, but essentially what they do is they do a spear and then just write the glyphs like next to it in some way.
And that's stupid.
And honestly,
Boring.
it's not. And some people did it really, really creatively that I really like. So, for example, you have like this type of thing, right? So this I thought was a really creative way to put the glyph into this thing.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like a cooler way to have done this would to make that curved line the glyphs.
That would be hell.
It would be. It'd be really difficult. I'm not. It would suck getting it.
No, it's not so much sucks getting it. It's more so like, how do you get the same whimsy on the wind without sacrificing the detail for the glyphs?
Agreed. You have to have a very mathematical artist to figure out draw out the correct curvature of how you do the text.
Yeah.
To make it look good, it has to be 3D text. You have to have a piece of paper in 3D on that goes around, and you have to match the X and Y, and you have to do literal 2D tracking where the height is the same based on the perspective that you're looking at your arm, right?
Yeah.
That's annoying, but it would look so cool, I think. That was the other thing that I thought about. But obviously, this is a popular execution of that idea.
Mine's just a Zorro that looks like he's from an old-fashioned.
Fair.
It's just an old-fashioned dude.
I can imagine it.
Oh man, I'd
Oh
probably
no,
get
we're getting static from Anthony.
I'm getting static.
Yeah, white noise. No, we do not hear ourselves. We just hear white static.
Just hear the white noise.
Yeah.
Let me figure this out.
Yeah. Now, Nat,
Yeah.
so you just finished Yumi and the Nightmare Painter.
I did.
Oh, I'm gonna read that after I
Give it some time, okay?
doing better than me. I will be you know the credits that I have. Nat, I have like I've been an audio since like before Amazon.
See? No. You can't tell me this and then also say you still have credits. I can give you this.
Every single
You don't buy books to
Nat, every single book you've ever recommended is in my library in Audible
This is
already.
bullshit. It's
Yeah.
bullshit. I hate it. You're stupid.
I cannot go through enough books and get recommended enough
Hello.
books to outpace the number of credits that I've had building up over the years.
Stupid.
Yes,
Okay, I
sir.
just put some in
Smooth,
there.
the sharp
Yeah,
S
go, something like that.
sounds.
So good.
Let me go ahead and watch the book. Watch
Yes,
the,
we have been DS.
Cosmere era 2 is going to be insane. I can't wait.
I hope he takes a long break.
Have you seen his schedule?
I know
Because
he's
I can
still
tell you
booked.
right
Look,
now,
dude, he doesn't
He
stop.
is he
I
is never
know.
going to take a break.
He's never
if he
gonna
takes
stop.
a break,
Is
you gotta
that
remember, in
okay?
20,
Is this better?
So in
Is that
2019, I
better?
went and saw him.
Is that
I got to talk
better?
to him for like.
Is that better?
a week.
Hello, I can hear myself speaking.
And
Can I still hear?
Like he got asked
Can I
questions about this,
still-
and then I talked
can
to him during
I-
his thing.
Can
and after-
I? Can I?
He had in
can-
2019
Can
38
can
straight years
I?
of planned writing. Planned.
Hello.
You
That's
know it's only
planned
extended
writing.
longer.
And yeah, he has just added things onto that and moves. But like just Cosmere stuff, he had like 30 plus years of stuff.
Disgusting.
Right.
Disgusting.
Crazy.
There he is.
Crazy. There he is. Sounds good. I don't hear myself.
I don't hear myself either.
Were y'all hearing the background noise earlier?
Yes.
Yeah.
And,
Why didn't-
and,
dude.
and each other.
Okay, y'all got to tell me that somehow
We
everything
did.
disappeared.
No, we told you immediately when we started hearing it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The background noise, though.
Yeah.
It,
They,
no,
like,
it
turned
started
on.
as soon as it started happening. Like as soon as Ash started saying, "Hey, can your Anthony's still hearing the echo?" We were
That
like,
is, we heard everything.
We heard
everything
everything.
turned on. Like
Never.
right
Yeah.
I didn't process that y'all said the
we were going
fan was in the
rapid fire.
background. Somehow Wavelink turned off everything again.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
It all just disappeared. All of the noise compression and whatnot was just gone.
Oh.
Well, you know what that calls for?
A drink.
A drink. Let's
Guys,
go. We can finally drink
sometimes-
during the drinking podcast.
Sometimes talk about whiskey.
Oh my god.
And today we are going back. I would consider this like the roots, you know? Like you have whiskeys that are fun, you have whiskeys that are rare, expensive, crazy, all of this type of stuff. Today, venture into the standards. You know, like back in the day, the early 1900s, late 1800s, for music, they had this idea of a standard. And a standard was a standard set of songs everybody knew how to play. If you went to a bar, if you went to a place, you would go and they would say, play this standard, and everybody knew what it was. They had whole books of just standards, and that was the name for them. And this is a standard of whiskey. So today we are trying the Jefferson's bourbon, just their basic blend of straight bourbons. This is going to be affordable, easy drinker. Like, let's see what we got here. Now,
Okay.
I haven't had this Jefferson's in a long time. I usually do their Ocean A bourbon.
Yeah, I was gonna say the reason Eric was saying what he said is because I think their ocean aged barrels are their most popular, or might be what put them on the map.
Yes. Yeah, they got really famous because they took a bunch of whiskey, put it on a boat, sailed it around the world while it was aging, and then bottled it. And that's like what they're known for.
So they tripled the amount of money that it takes to actually maintain this barrel.
Yeah,
is
and
what
then
you're
they
telling me.
quadrupled the sale price. I mean,
Okay,
it's
got you.
beautiful, beautiful marketing. But
It smells like super sweet.
Okay, interesting. Because all I
does.
smell is
I
like
would say that.
rubber glue.
You getting rubber glue, bro?
Yeah.
Say, so remember how I couldn't remember which fruit I was trying to talk about last time?
It was
This has it
apricot.
as well. Thank you. Oh my god.
This has apricot. Yeah, I smell apricot here.
Ah!
No glue, Ash. No glue. Not glue.
Ash, what does it
Anthony
smell like
was-
to you?
Anthony was on top of it immediately. That's so actually crazy. Because Anthony usually you struggle with a little bit with smells just like I do.
Oh, I didn't register that as a smell. That was all my Synaxian blood.
Synaxian blood. What the fuck?
Oh my gosh, have y'all not watched or read The Foundation?
No.
Oh my god, it's an amazing sci-fi book series that is televised on Apple TV. Third season's about to come out, so Ash has been watching it for the first time. I've been rewatching it. The Synaxians, it's not a Synaxian thing really. It's actually Gale and some other people, some other main characters having like weird connections to things across the universe.
Okay, cool.
So it was like telepathy is what I was getting at.
Yeah, I get like
'Cause I can't smell
Vanilla?
anything.
a little notes of citrus, apricot,
I get the citrus.
a tiny wood, but not much. Yeah.
What do you smell, Ash? She's got a whole glass.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
She's joining us on our journey.
Is
Yeah.
she, though?
No, because she hasn't said anything.
Wow.
Yeah, by the way, for any watchers, if you want to join us and try out the whiskey when we try it, we do have a schedule that we will be posting on the Discord that will
Which-
have the next 3 episodes, which will be updated after this.
I was about to
episode
say, we're about to
include the
update
next
it.
3. Yeah,
Because the last one is gone now.
Yes.
Going, go.
Yes, I will be updating it today after the podcast.
Ash is
But-
sniffing.
No, this is one of those that I think classifies as an easy smeller. There's almost no acetone on this whiskey.
It's really good.
So I don't know if it's my AC unit next to me, but when I cover it up like this, and
You get more.
I can actually smell the sweetness.
Oh, look at that.
A sniffing emote.
Y'all need
yeah.
a sniffing emote, bro. We need like the most.
Actually, not gonna lie, I was looking for a fell emote, and it wasn't there.
Okay. So I am
Ooh,
going
wow.
to
Eric.
requisition. I am going to requisition
Okay.
from the person who did my email. I am going to get both my cat emotes. Don't worry. We're getting them. We're going to get them. And maybe a sniffing emote, but I feel like it's so close to the cheers emote. Make like a large nose over a glass or something.
Oh my god, fell nose.
You should put a emote that says "sniff it," swirl it, and then throw it out.
Throw it out.
Yeah,
That's funny.
the first one says swirl it. The second emote says throw it out.
Guys, I'm gonna need some more subscribers to afford these emotes, guys.
A
We're gonna
massive nose and tongue and a nose. Ew.
a massive
are we
nose
drinking
and a
this?
tongue. Yeah.
Okay.
Cheers,
Someday.
guys, to episodes 58.
It's very pale. We never talk about what it looks like, but it's fairly pale. Though y'all's don't
It
look
is
pale on my screen.
Mm-hmm.
It is slightly pale.
She's
It's got
very
like
light.
a golden hue.
It's very woody.
It is very woody on the taste.
I feel like I just took a bite out of bark.
Yeah. Yeah, with like a hint of like picture
leather.
this. Picture a tree that was just used to tan deer
Yep.
hide.
Yep.
And then there was some sap at some point in its lifetime that was on the other side of the
At
bark,
some point,
but it's definitely not there anymore.
it's been crusted over.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The nose is so much sweeter and like vanilla and fruit forward than the taste.
I actually get some malty sweetness on the taste, especially the aftertaste.
So right up front, right when it hits your tongue, I get sweetness. It's like for me, it's more of a vanilla honey type of sweetness. But very quickly it drops right off. It's like one of those rollers that brings you up to the tip, but it's one of those shoot off. Oh my gosh, it's the Hulk from at Universal.
Yeah.
So you sit down in your seat
There's a lot
and you're
of
like,
innuendos coming out of your mouth there, Eric.
this looks really good. I see the tunnel. The lights start going crazy. You're like, oh man, this smells good.
Still a lot of innuendos there, bud. You're gonna have to slow down.
And then they're like, 3, 2, 1, go. You drink it, and it's super sweet. Hits the top and drops, and it's like wood.
Wood.
Yeah. Just rammed you straight with that wood.
Oh my god,
Sorry.
Eric,
Sir.
I have a question. Speaking of roller coasters, do you know what roller coaster was at Six Flags Over Georgia that was almost never functional?
Yes, deja vu.
Yes. So Deja Vu, I saw a YouTube video about the complexities of making this all new roller coaster in like a completely different country. It is Deja Vu. It is literally the exact same thing. And they're talking about like all the engineering and stuff behind it. I'm like, it's not new, okay? It's not gonna work.
D themed like roller coaster. Like what are we talking?
I don't know.
about here?
It's okay. So the Deja Vu is a really cool roller coaster where to start off you go
It was
straight
a
up.
Vekoma too. It was a Vekoma. It was an
Yeah.
inverted boomerang roller coaster.
It pulls you up and you're just hanging there. You're waiting at the very tip top of this, and it is. I don't know if it is exactly, but it's supposed to be a mirror of itself. You go through, do some crazy stuff, and then end up on another upward spot next to it.
But this time facing downward.
Yeah, and then
So
you go
now
through
you go through it backwards.
in reverse.
Yeah.
So it's a really cool concept, and it's like deja vu because you're like, I was just here. I just did this. Yeah. I never got to ride it, even though I've been to Six Flags Over Georgia at least 50 times. I don't think that's an exaggeration. Thanks to my dear, that sounds like someone's dead. He's not dead. Thanks to my uncle. I almost said my dear uncle. For some reason, I feel like that sounds like they're dead.
My late uncle took me many
I
a
get-
time.
Anyways, he took
May
me
his
all the
spirit find
time. Yeah.
peace.
And it was never functional.
I went so many times and I only had it once.
Wow, you wrote it though.
It was
got
only
on it,
because of band. They used to do that band day where they would rent out the whole park and all of the band classes of Georgia would go. So it would only be band kids.
I hear some wild shit out of your guys' mouth when it comes to your high school, and that's probably the wildest.
What?
Yeah,
How's
my
that
school just
wild?
reserved an entire
No.
amusement
Not,
park.
That was just-
not my school. It was the whole Georgia Board of Education
Mm.
would rent out Six Flags for every band. So
Now-
it would be every band kid across Georgia
okay.
almost.
Dude, what's really cool though is my college did the same thing, and that was the first time as an adult I was like, I'll go back now, because I'd gone so many times. I was just like, I never want to wait in a line for any of this stuff. It's like I've done it. I don't.
Spoiled.
Yeah,
Spoiled.
I'm not
Once you get
spoiled.
to go-
I am not spoiled. I have been to half of Disney, and everything there is better by a long shot.
Disney?
I have been to
Oh,
only
bro.
Epcot, and I've
Have
only
you-
been
Matt, have
to.
you been to Disney World?
I've
I
been
haven't
to
even.
Disney.
I haven't even
I've
been.
to Universal.
I haven't even been to Universal.
better.
Okay, I am not spoiled. I have experienced the worst roller coasters
Matt,
in history.
When is
Eric
the last
tried
time
to.
you went to Disney?
No, Eric tried to take me on one of the best roller coasters in the world that is nearby,
I
and we
tried.
went and we were allowed to get on it. I am the most unluckiest roller coaster rider in the world.
Oh,
Bad.
he's mad.
This was
Okay,
bad.
go ahead.
To be fair, that was bad. So, okay, the craziest thing near we grew up, there was a place that was like this rundown arcade. My sister used to work there. I used to go there for like 80 hours a week. Not 80, obviously. It was like 40 hours a week. Whatever, how my sister would, I would go, and it was just a rundown arcade. I would play arcade games all day. It had bumper cars and all these things.
We had bumper
Well,
boats.
recently, the guy that owns Fun Spot, the huge Florida amusement park that is all across Florida,
Uh-huh.
he bought it out and bought like 40 to 60 acres of land right around it. And the first thing he did was got Vekoma, the same guys who built Deja Vu, to build a revolutionary roller coaster. It is arguably the best roller coaster in the Western Hemisphere. And it's the only thing at the park, and nobody goes. So right now you can go to this park and ride arguably the best roller coaster on in the Western Hemisphere. This is not a joke. They spent an amount of money on this roller coaster. It has the longest zero-G stall in the hemisphere.
Wow.
It's the only roller coaster, Raven Trust Dive, which is where it goes up and it banks you, gets you to the top, and then does a straight down dive. So it inverts you and then goes straight down.
That's cool.
And it's the only one in
sounds so
existence.
fucking dope.
There is not a single other roller coaster in the world that does a Raven Trust Dive. So this is a revolutionary roller coaster.
Let's pause
And
for a second.
you can
Hold
go
on,
to
time
the
out,
place
time out.
and
I'm
ride
not
it
saying that
over
you don't have to
and
stop.
over
I'm not
and
saying
over
that you have to
again.
stop. I can't believe this shit lives in Eric's head. The fact that he knows what a Raven Trust Dive is, and he's describing it, and I'm like, yeah, I can see why that
So
is
one of
actually called
my friends is he is actually a mechanical engineer. He worked on very, very prestigious planes in the military for the Air Force. He came out. He does extremely complicated mechanical engineering stuff. He is a roller coaster savant. He feeds all of this information to me when I go on trips with him and we talk about roller coasters and go on roller coasters together.
Okay.
So we sit in lines waiting for roller coasters, and he gives me the full debrief of like the history of them, who made it, all this kind of stuff. It's the only reason I know half of this stuff.
Okay.
So that is why I know this. I went to this park with him,
Okay.
and
Okay.
he talked to me all about it. But yeah, if you went to Universal, right? Did you get to ride the Velocicoaster? Nah.
Say again.
Did you get to ride the Velocicoaster at Universal?
At Universal, yes.
So the Velocicoaster, you know when it takes you over the water and does the zero-G?
Yeah.
The zero-G stall on this one is almost triple the length.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That sounds really cool. I wish I got to experience that.
So you're just floating. You're just doing this shit
Oh, it goes. No, because it does the same thing.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
whoosh. But it has that little lift, so it keeps you at 0G the whole time. So you're literally floating upside down in your seat.
That's disgusting. I love
Yeah,
it.
so for the next podcast in person, we're all just going to go stay with Eric's sister, since she lives right down the road, and experience Eric's childhood home.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Got guest rooms, right? I don't actually know what they've done with that.
I'm sure she does.
It'll be
Sure
fine.
she does.
It'll be fine.
So, Nat, how do you feel about this whiskey?
So, how do I say this without sounding bougie? It tastes fine, but it's not. It tastes cheap.
Oh no, it came back, Anthony, just now. It
It
immediately
just came back, like
Yep.
everything. Yeah,
All
yeah.
of our echoes, everything. It just immediately
It's
switched
because your
back.
head was too close to the microphone. Now you're
Maybe.
fine.
No,
I think.
maybe?
Wait. Ah.
Is the background sound bad again?
No.
No, you're
No,
good.
background's
You're good
fine.
again.
I think you just leaned in close to the
You
mic.
just have to keep perfect posture.
Yes. Keep that back straight. No slouching.
It tastes like it's like a less expensive cousin of the things that we really like. Like it's like I have barrel taste and I have a great nose, but that's about it. Like everything else I feel like is something that you can get from another whiskey. I get why it's called a standard, where like you're kind of setting the bar as to like what a bourbon should have within its flavor profile. I just feel like if I were to take this as a daily drinker, I would want more from it. So
fair.
this is not a daily drinker for me. This is a solid 3 because I would drink it if it was put in front of me. I would if there was something else offered beside it. I would probably try that before I tried this now that I've had the Jeffersons. And yeah, I would probably pay like $25 for this.
25. Okay. Anthony, how do you feel about this whiskey?
I thought I bought this on Steelbox, but apparently not.
No, we bought it through Flaviar.
Oh, no, well, we didn't. I mean, we bought it.
Yeah.
What's the word when you turn in a token? We turned something in for it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Exchanged a token.
Yeah.
So,
Say it with your chest.
So you with the chest.
yeah, it's pretty good. I actually think this is way better than I expected it to be. I like Jefferson's Ocean, but I don't remember it. I haven't had it in a while. But the nose was difficult for me at first, but that could just be because my AC is blowing at me.
Mm-hmm.
So I do get the sweetness. I do get the nice, pleasant oakiness, woodiness. It was a good leather. It wasn't a bad leather. And then to finish off, it's a nice malty aftertaste. So it's like, what? Oh, did she just give her taste?
Yes.
Ash, it tastes of the aura like a white dude named Brad that would buy the autumn lumberjack candle and his hobbies are watching football and grilling. Not bad, but very generic.
And possibly problematic.
Nothing particular interesting, but fine. Well, I have news for you plebs. Maybe your tastes just aren't refined enough. Because this is actually really good. This is
it
totally
though?
yes,
Or are
it
you
is.
coping?
No.
Because I feel like you might be coping.
I was in the middle of saying what I was just saying, that it's pleasant.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I believe
Mm-hmm.
you. I believe you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like,
What would you pay? Oh, sorry, you weren't finished with
What
your
rating?
So-
we didn't even get a number yet.
No. Let him
this is
finish
their
his
straight
thoughts.
bourbon.
Cook.
Their straight bourbon whiskey. Okay. I would hope to see this priced at around the same as like a Bullet or a Woodford's, but I wouldn't be surprised if it costs more because it tastes better. It seems decently better than both of those things that I just mentioned. So this is easily a 4 out of 10, but due to the surprise, I want to give it like a 5 out of 10 because it is
5.
this is as if I just went to a random hole in the wall and I ordered a burger and I'm like, oh my God, that is like a really good burger. Like, it didn't do anything fancy, it didn't do anything crazy, but it was really, really pleasant and hit all the marks. They didn't make any mistakes.
I gotta feed you some burgers in Houston, man.
They didn't make any mistakes. Classics, got the right amount of char. Just good all around. Okay.
All right, I believe you.
So no, I'm serious. I am surprised at how good this is. I would be willing to pay like $50 for it, but I would want it to be like 30. I want it to be 25 to $30.
And it sounds like you would daily drink this for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is.
Okay.
You know what? I have a blind spot, and this is Anthony's. This is Anthony's alley. I remember.
Yeah.
Now.
Generic white dude named Brad.
Oh, he said it, not me.
I updated his name in the Obsidian to Brad. Don't worry.
Oh wow, interesting. Brad with the blonde hair. Got it.
Yeah, someone's sleeping on the couch.
So I have a different take on it. I think, and I'm gonna put this at a 3. This is a 3 for me. But I think I fall under similar lines of Anthony's reasoning. Totally drinkable, good whiskey. I think this case where I am just spoiled by choice and preference.
Yeah.
So than anything else. I think if you were not a person who's going out and trying a bunch of whiskeys and searching and finding great whiskeys for the price and for this cost, this is probably going to sit at most people's 5. This is a standard whiskey. It has leather. It has a sweetness, a little bit of honey and fruit. The nose is actually really nice. For what you're paying for, it is hard to find really nice nose whiskeys.
You know what this whiskey is? It's the whiskey you give your dad that's not interested in anything that's out of the norm.
Yeah. This is a bog standard, straight run of the mill whiskey,
I would
but
not
it is.
give this to my dad. He'd be so mad.
For,
To be fair, my dad is also a Jamaican immigrant.
I was gonna say, I don't think
Let it be said.
I don't think he's one of those stereotypical like I don't want anything to change. It's just a bourbon. I just want a bourbon. You know,
he likes bourbon,
but
like I don't think he's
the secret is
guy named Brad.
Yeah, if you have that white man named Brad that doesn't like change, you give him this. He's like, yeah, that's good. You wait a year. You tell him, here's the one that was aged in the ocean, and they go, wait a second. What do you mean?
It's the same thing.
And they're like that. They're actually interested. They don't think that's fancy. They're like, you mean like they shipped it and it aged while they shipped it? Like, yeah, it's fine. And then you've tricked them into culture. Yes.
trick them into culture.
Trip into culture and they're like, where did I get this goddamn monocle? Boy, did you just
What? Flamingos on my whiskey.
Boy, did you just put me in a petticoat in the goddamn cigar room? What'd I tell you about putting this culture in my drink?
Stop it. Get out of here. Sorry for interrupting
I
you.
done told you, Jedediah, you can't put no culture in the bourbon.
Yes,
You're going back in the barrel, son.
What'd I tell you? Come on over here.
Oh my god. I just imagined like we're playing Peak and you've got a barrel and you throw someone in it. And throw them down the mountain.
You put the culture in the
Oh my god.
But yes, 100%. I would drink this if in front of me. I would totally order this at a bar. Like this is a solid whiskey. There aren't any bad notes really. It's very wood forward, but if you like woody flavors, this is going to be right up your alley.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that really kicks this into gear, the thing that really hits the nail on the head for this one is that at $22-ish or whatever it is,
Bro, what?
like it's
And for the
Are you
proof,
serious? Only
you
20
get
bucks?
drunk quick.
yeah, I think you can get this for like $20 most of the time.
Yeah, but
Also,
Yeah,
it seems
but-
like it's a real cork with a nice, like,
little.
Yeah,
possibly wood
let's see if- let's see if
topper
we can
with a
get
pretty nice
Let's see
bottle.
if we can get a nice. Oh yeah.
yeah, it has a nice
There we
one.
go.
I was trying
But
to
yeah,
find it.
it's-
Oh yeah, it was on Flaviar.
Yeah, Flaviar is probably gonna up it, but yeah, there's you can find it for $24. I see a few places selling it $24. I know I've seen it for I think 20 before.
Yeah, I can
Like-
see that being absolutely worth it. That's a very reasonable price for like a very awesome. That's a great entry.
This would
Point.
make a great old fashioned.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like this is an all around great whiskey at that.
That's
price
the
range.
most appropriately priced whiskey for
Yeah.
for bang for buck that I've had in a very long time.
Yeah, like
So-
that's just amazing. I think the only thing that competes with it at that price range, I think there are a few things at that price range
For
really
sure,
good.
but I mean, like, it's
But-
definitely up in the top 5.
Yeah, it's up there. It's up there in that
Well
price
done.
range.
Well
So-
done, Jefferson's.
Like really solid, really solid.
Yeah, yeah.
And I like a lot of Jefferson's products. They have a lot of really good whiskeys. This isn't the only one I've had, and the other ones I've had have all been very solid. So
Very good here.
very
And
good.
I-
Here.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, no, this isn't a very small batch.
No,
Wow.
it's not the
Very
very
small
small
batch.
batch. It's the blend.
Apparently, the very small batch is 30 to 40.
Ooh, I wonder if that gives a little bit more sweetness. I feel like this one got kissed by a bit of sweetness, but like, I feel like with a little bit more time in the barrel, we might have gotten a little bit more.
Ash will buy Brad.
She'll buy Brad. Put him in a cellar
He's worth it.
and milk him.
He's a Ken doll. Milk him is a strong word.
Whoa.
I didn't think about this.
Whoa. Yeah, it might be the best bang for your buck whiskey, but also it's not just best bang for your buck. Like I think it's actually good.
Yeah, you know, it is actually a good whiskey. You got
Unlike somebody here.
Remember my rating system. 3 is a drinkable whiskey, and I would order it at a restaurant.
But Nat's the only one who gave it a 1, right?
No.
I gave
Nat
it a
gave it
3.
a 3.
A 3. Okay. I'm just teasing. I totally missed it.
Going for your spot, Ash.
Oh no.
Goodness. So, guys, with that, what have y'all been playing?
Bro,
We've
don't
all been
ask
playing the
questions.
same thing.
No,
Don't ask stupid.
no.
Ask
We've all
stupid
been playing the
questions. Get stupid answers.
We haven't because we didn't meet last week, right?
This is where you say,
So we had
"Welcome to the
I was
This
at a
is-
convention.
Welcome to the Tap
I-
Haven podcast,
Welcome to the Tap Haven podcast.
where we occasionally talk about video games. Occasionally,
Because I've tried out a few games in the last 2 weeks.
Eric. Is
I've actually played a game that y'all don't have access to.
Oh,
Oh, I've heard about this one. I saw you playing it
Mhm.
while I was at
Mhm.
the conference.
We do have things to talk about, so maybe we talk about them
you
before
guys
we
have things
rage.
to talk about. I don't.
Nat goes last, and he brings up the rage.
Okay.
okay. We'll end on the together game.
Okay.
Eric, what have you been playing?
What have you been playing?
So,
you
it-
stupid idiot.
It has been a mix. So obviously, one of the big ones is Claire Obscure. I have made it to Act 3.
Yes, he has.
One of the big reveals has happened,
Yep.
and now
Anthony, are
I'm
you
going
ever gonna
for
play this
insane
game?
combos. No,
Not unless I become a full-time streamer.
Oh my god.
You should just
I don't
just
wanna
watch my
spoil it for
playthrough.
him.
How?
No, don't spoil it for him.
Just put me on in the background.
That's what I do, so I can freaking.
It
rage
would
bait
take me 2 years.
To watch
to watch.
How many
it.
hours have you played this game?
40.
Nuh-uh.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like 44.
Streamed?
All of it. All of it. I'll give you,
You
my
don't
playtime.
have 40 hours of streamed content, my dude.
50
There's no way.
So I have 59 hours played. However, I left it on overnight one night. So it's around 51 hours played and streamed. And I have not played a single minute of it off stream.
Lies.
I have like 50 hours of streamed content of this game.
Very well.
Yeah.
Very well.
Yeah.
I do know that he has taken an extraordinarily amount of time to get to Act 3, which has vexed both me and Jason.
What do
the
you
person who
mean?
I watch.
I beat Act 2's boss in 1/10 the time your playthrough did because I watched your playthrough.
I don't really appreciate that.
Huh? How many
don't-
times
I
did
don't appreciate that.
you have to do that boss? Because it only took me like 4.
Which boss are we talking about?
The finale of Act 2.
Oh yeah, paint. Yeah. No, that freaking owned my life for a bit. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it took me less than one stream.
bro.
Oh, yeah. How are y'all not playing Pretty Derby?
Pretty Derby?
Y'all don't know what
no.
Pretty Derby
Is that Uma Musume?
Yes, Uma Musume.
Nah, dude,
Oh
stop,
my gosh.
stop. We're not gonna talk about the horse
Oh,
anime girls.
Horse
racing,
girls?
okay?
Oh my god,
We're
the
also
horse
not gonna
girl
talk about-
game.
Look, we're also not going to talk about how the animated version of it is fucking fire. I don't know if you guys have watched it.
I have not.
They have all the money in the world to go nuts with the animation, so it's
crazy.
like it's Fate level kind of hype. It's not level of animation, but the hype is there. Like my skin crawls every time when we get to like the crazy races, bro.
That's crazy. That
So
game is
as somebody who
unhinged.
watches it, kind of peak. The game never touched it.
Anthony, your ears trending a little bit too close to that mic.
Get away from the mic.
Lean that ass back.
Anyway, aside from Eric trying
So-
to call out one of his best friends to go ahead and have him just be embarrassed on public on public TV or whatever. it's
I've been
fine.
doing
It's
Claire
fine.
Obscure, a lot of Claire Obscure. You can watch all that on the Twitch. So the other game that I tried out, we're going back to the old days, the olden times, where everybody's gonna be like, Eric plays some of the weirdest shit I've ever heard of. So there is a new early access game that came out here called Shore. And it is a single player EverQuest game where it automates every other player in the game so that it feels like playing an MMO, but you can play it on your time. All of the dungeons, all of the raids, everything.
What's the name of the game?
It's just a longer.
It's
con
called
RPG.
Erenshore. Erenshor. And it is the most refreshing of EverQuest I've ever had. Because everybody look, there's a character, he started bad mouthing into the game. I started inviting him and kicking him from my group, and then he would bad mouth me in the chat. Look, this game has MMO
He
levels
loves it.
of craziness.
He loves it.
And it's just EverQuest. It is literally, it plays like EverQuest. There's nothing crazy special here, but it's got a huge open world, a huge map. Like, it's slow, it's relaxing, and because you aren't dealing with real people, you can just go at whatever pace you want. So you can sit there and have it on a side monitor, pull a mob pack, heal some people, and then let it sit there, and it won't do anything without you. And you get to experience an MMO without other people. And because it's single player, they have mods. And you can do co-op and invite other people to play with you to make it less like single player. And they did a really good job nailing the feeling of EverQuest without having to deal with shitty MMO people.
Yeah.
Which is unbelievable.
So it's a SAMO,
Yeah.
single
It's a same-
player, artificial intelligence, multiplayer offline.
It's a
Yeah,
lot of-
it's
not-
crazy.
Multiplayer, co-op.
It's not multiplayer.
It's
just
it's
co-op.
not. It's just co-op. But
Yeah.
it's actually just really the problem with things like EverQuest obviously nowadays is that you don't really get to play it unless you have a group of people to play it with.
Fair.
You can sometimes get a group of people, find a Discord, but then you have to keep on a schedule to keep playing it, right? You get left behind very easily by life. Aaron Shore gets rid of all of that. It's like, did you just like chilling and having an AFK live game that you get to do mechanics for? Trees, it's got different abilities, it's got different classes, it has all of these different things, and it has raids and dungeons with different mechanics, all this kind of stuff. But you get to just do it on your own. It's a really cool way to novel way to experience that type of gameplay on your own time, which is just kind of cool, honestly. And it's
Sick.
actually pretty fun. Away from this state. Well, also, I have played a lot of EverQuest, so I'm for bias, obviously. This is totally up my alley on styles of games. I've had a blast at it so far. It will definitely replace RuneScape as my AFK idle side
God.
monitor type of game. So,
Well, that's
so it's
cool.
pretty good.
And it's an early
Well-
access.
Yeah, it's okay. This is the craziest thing. This is the most expansive early access game I have ever played. I have yet to run into any bug. I have yet to have any issues. And playing that I have seen forum posts or watched videos on, there's like 100 hours of content in this game already. There's already raids, dungeons, all of this stuff. They essentially, like, I don't know why they're even calling it early access and not just doing
It's just done.
an expansion at this point. So his goal is to have early access for 18 months because he wants to he planned some content and wanted to complete that content before it was done. But the amount of content he already sure amount of content in like the original EverQuest or the original.
Wow,
So
that's a lot of content.
yeah, it's like crazy. It's crazy. And one dude.
One.
I think
dude.
there's more than one dude now. I think it's like 3 or 4 guys now.
It
But
started with one dude though.
yeah, it like started with one guy. Like it's really cool, really cool. I just love little novel ideas like this where they're trying to like recreate feelings that people had for different styles of games and making them in a way that is more approachable for different stages of life. Obviously, if you have the time and the group and the people, like, yeah, go play something like EverQuest or something like
So-
that because it's still great. But this has a niche.
So there's this thing that happens where people that played MMOs end up starting a family and having kids because they're like, I need a full party to play these games. Unfortunately, those people are often very, very upset 12 years later when the kid has no interest whatsoever in playing those games. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of a roll of the dice.
Doesn't.
This guy was like, I'm going to make AI be my friends. And he had the right idea. Because you can get really creative with that stuff and they can't say no yet.
Yeah.
They haven't hacked their governor module.
I don't know. It has been a really cool experience. So that has been my like. I usually always have an idle game that I kind of just can play off while doing other things. So that if I'm,
Bejeweled.
yeah, like something.
No,
to just-
no!
idle time. Yes, for the last year or so, it's been. Oh, actually, I talked about it on the podcast about a year ago now. For the last year or so, it's been RuneScape, right? Just
Yeah.
doing idle stuff in RuneScape, and I'll just keep RuneScape open and like do stuff. And it's kind of fun. But I think my idle game for at least a while will probably be Ironshore. And that leads me to the last game that I just picked up and I wanted to play off stream again. And it's been my off stream game because I wanted to try out a new build and just re-experience everything with a new graphics card. I hadn't done it yet. Because me and Anthony talked about it and I was like, yeah, I really loved opening up this game and seeing it in all of its glory, but I didn't actually play through it yet with all of its glory. So I booted up Cyberpunk 2077. I'm playing through the campaigns again. I got all the nice mods for all the visuals, so it's like super high res. Everything looks so awesome. And dude, that game's just so good. I mean, it was good when I played it the first time, but now it's just such a pretty
Phenomenal.
game. It's just such a pretty game. And being able to just like look around and see the immense depth of the city in all of its glory is so cool. And that world's just so lively, so crazy. And with Phantom Liberty, the Phantom Liberty storyline is just so well done. So heavily recommend that if you haven't played it before. I'm playing through it again, and I am doing a Netrunner John Wick build. So I am hacking people all sliding through and people with pistols, and it is super, super fun.
Bit of a drop also happened earlier this week. Cyberpunk Edge Runners 2 got dropped as a trailer.
Yes, that was the other thing that kind of like got me into it because I was like,
Cody's in the chat.
I'm not ready to be sad again, guys.
dude. I just love that they're.
It's a
they,
new.
After that, they
It's a
changed
new
the
story.
abilities. It is.
I know.
Is it cover? It's not follow. I guess it has to be
Completely new story.
Yeah.
I would assume that it's a new story, but also the fact that like it's in the same universe, it's enough for me to be sad from the first episode, knowing that what's our boy's name? Steven?
Oh gosh, I'm so bad with names, my guy.
His name is
Bob.
Bob.
No.
Did you get his jacket?
Stop.
I haven't gotten his jacket yet, but I love that the final ability in the Edge Runner section of the talent tree is his profile picture. Like it's hidden from the back. It's so dope.
David. Thank you.
David.
God, I'm not ready to be sad about David again.
Well, you won't. You'll be sad about Johnny or Brad or
Why you gotta
Jill.
be like this? Why?
Be a
why?
new one.
Look, I hate Night City,
Be
okay?
a new
This is the
one.
reason why I can't be attached to any other character that I don't control within Night City, because they have all the control to just shit the bed.
So, okay.
Trigger has all. Well, it was Studio Wit last time, right?
So I was just sitting here thinking about like,
I think it's Trigger
No.
this time.
what if it's just a completely different style of show, and you don't get sad at the end? Like, what if it's funny or something? Who knows?
I
like,
want them to still
a very different
absolutely
situation.
cook me. I want them to
Oh my gosh.
absolutely cook me, dude.
But that made me think of something we were talking about the other day, which was what if
It was Trigger. It was Trigger.
It was Trigger? Okay, so Trigger was last time. I thought Wit was last time for some reason. Go ahead. Sorry.
it was Trigger.
what if the new Harry Potter series that is supposedly coming out on HBO, with all the controversy,
Oh, man.
actually does something that can make it work? And that thing would be to not follow the books, to do what Dune has done with Dune Awakening, where you are doing an alternate reality.
Isn't
same-
J.K. Rowling attached to it?
She is. But I think that in many cases, when you try to depict something on television or in a video game that has been written or whatever is its first medium, you are so much better off if you try and do it your own way. Like Percy Jackson, the show, is incredible and it's different.
Yeah.
You know, people
Well,
were
they kind
freaking
of-
out because
yeah.
they're like, oh, you cast this person? Like, how would you? They're so different than what you describe them as in the book. And then the author comes out and he's like, they are literally the embodiment of them. Like, it doesn't matter what they look like. This is them. But now people are having the same thing with Snape. They're like, Snape is greasy. He looks like he's about to die. He has a really long nose. Y'all are casting like a beautiful model. Like what?
Beautiful black man. Yeah.
He's so pretty, right? And it's like, well, I was like, what if they
You also cast
change
the
it?
black person on the cast as the evil person inside the cast.
And he gets bullied like crazy by James,
It's not something.
which
that's
will
brought
look
up
so
early in the season,
bad. It will look so
depending
much
on how they
worse.
play. Oh, it'll look terrible if we ever get, if we get to that
Right.
point, for sure.
But like, what if they actually surprise us and do a new take on the story, and it's just like a parallel reality?
I would love for let me be more clear. I would love for that to happen. I would love for them to go ahead and take the baton that Wheel of Time did for their rendition as well, where they took certain truths and they twisted them, or they moved and they kind of flipped them for certain big story beats. I liked what they did, especially for the last season. Not so much the earlier seasons, Eric. The last season. I saw your face.
I haven't seen the season. I was so upset with the first 2 seasons that I
Season
haven't
3,
seen.
you have to
three.
watch season 3.
I
You
have heard
to.
that they redeemed it, but
Eric, it
I know.
gives so much more heartache to the fact that they've canceled it.
I'm with you. I'm
okay.
with you.
Okay.
I'm
But
with you.
anyway,
I just
before all of this, I don't think that Harry Potter is. I don't think the people behind Harry Potter's reboot within HBO is going to be able to do this.
Probably not.
Oh yeah. By the way, Tony's coming to Anime Matsuri.
Anime Matsuri. Let's go.
By the way,
What's that? What's
When
that?
is that? When is that?
Is that
That
San Japan?
is, like,
Tony, you're
that's
going to
not
coming to San Japan?
he's not coming to
San Japan, Tony? Tony, you're
He's
coming to
not
San
coming to
Japan?
San Japan,
I
guys.
think he just said I think he had a typo.
No, he's
He's
not
coming to
He's
San
coming to
Japan?
San Japan.
Guys,
Yeah.
he's not coming to San
Yeah,
Japan.
we'll see you
guys-
in San Japan.
You guys
great.
are making me sad.
We'll see you in San Japan.
No, this is in Texas too, bro.
Yeah. The link that he just sent is San Japan.
No,
I mean, I don't know.
guys,
know what to
don't do this
tell
to
him about this.
yourselves.
Wait, this is literally this weekend. That's not enough notice, Tony.
Just by the way,
Too far away, bro.
just by the by.
Not
Oh my
enough
God.
notice, bro.
I
Anyways,
said this weekend, bro.
Oh, guess. In
my
3
God.
weekends, right? At San Japan.
Oh, Tony did not finish Cyberpunk Edge Runners the first season.
wait, the
Dude,
season or the
No,
the
I know.
game?
I think
First-
he's talking
the
about
first
the
show.
game.
The
I think he's
game?
I think he was talking about the game.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to finish the game. The game's so
Yeah,
good.
the game is
Seems
really
so
good.
good. I mean,
But anyway, enough about my uncle, guys. Let's just go ahead and polish this whole Harry Potter thing off. Harry
let
Potter
me-
is never going to get to the point for me that they are going to do the book justice because of a lot of the time that has passed between the book.
J.K. Rowling
and
can't
now.
even do her own book justice.
She can't even do her own book. Let's not get into that. Let's not.
That is why the only way to do it is an alternate reality that's better.
Exactly. And she can't be affiliated. She can't be attached. And if she's not attached, you're not getting the rights. So there's no way it's happening.
Yeah.
That's why you pull a snow runner, not a snow runner, Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer? Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, the best follow-up to Willy Wonka we ever could have wished for.
Ash hasn't seen it, dude.
You haven't seen Charlie and the Chocolate Factory 2 Snowpiercer?
Did you know
What are we
that
doing?
there's a sequel to Willy
Ash, get out. Banner.
Oh my God, Mel doesn't know either.
Yeah, it's not canonical, but it is implied that Willy Wonka Snowpiercer is just Willy Wonka 2.
It
Yeah,
is.
it's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory
Charlie and the
2.
Chocolate-
When you watch the breakdown of it, there is no. It is not a theory.
The
It is a
breakdown's crazy.
fact.
Well, I
it is
mean,
a fact.
the director has got on record that that was
Harry
where the
Potters
idea
great.
came from. It like he can't say it.
He can't
use
say it
the
out
rights,
loud.
But he's like, I huge influence from X. You
I'm
know.
not surprised. Yeah.
Oh. It's such a good movie. Chris Evans at peak right there.
Dude, I love Chris Evans. Man.
So good.
Anyway,
Did y'all see him in
yeah, you're never
Deadpool
gonna
versus
get-
Wolverine?
Oh yeah, it was great.
So good.
It was great. I loved
Did you
it.
see the post-credit scene?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I was like,
So good. But yes.
I don't have a beat button anymore. Dang it.
No.
Oh, I need
So
one.
The last thing that I played.
oh my
was-
God, we're still on you,
Lord.
Eric. Jesus Christ,
I'm telling you,
Finish.
when his wife goes out of town, that's all he does.
dude, finish.
Actually, funnily enough, most of what I did, dude, I was so sore yesterday. I played volleyball for
Oh, yeah.
like 12 and a half hours or some nonsense on Saturday for a tournament, but we won, so it was all worth it.
You absolute madman.
Yeah. It came in first.
What was your last game?
Oh, so I played more Blueprints. Still enjoying that, but I'm at a point now where it has truly become a roguelike because I know all the pieces that I need to put together and where I need to go, and now I am just fully doing the drafting process, and it's kind of turned into like a drafting game where I'm like, oh, I need to draft this way to solve X.
Okay.
And so now it's just a matter of whether I do it. And so now I could take a while to beat it. I'll just slow down on it. I'll do like a run of blueprints every,
Finish the game,
a run
Eric.
of-
Good
or something
lord.
like that.
Finish
that's
your
it.
food.
Those are all my games.
Finish your
That's it.
food,
That's
Eric.
it.
Finish your game. Go ahead,
Finish it.
Anthony.
Okay, so
Anthony,
very
like,
briefly.
moves close to the mic and then
Very
all we hear is
briefly.
ourselves.
No, oh no. Very briefly, I did play Formula One, of course, but that was specifically because the best freaking
Oh, guys,
track
we
in
should
the world
play-
was last
we should
weekend.
Play Peak with my uncle.
Yes, that would be amazing.
Oh my god.
Late night stream.
Oh my god. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
So Silverstone is the first ever racetrack that Formula One ever raced 75 years ago. It is in Great Britain. Great Britain is probably like the biggest place for Formula One for motorsport because there's like all these teams that are actually based there. It is crazy. Okay. It's a track where you're going around corners at 300 kilometers an hour. You lift off like you're like coming up on a corner. You barely lift off and maybe downshift and floor it immediately within like half a second or less. And that happens like 5 times on the track. It's nuts. It is
It's a hell of a
scary,
ride. It's a hell of a
fast,
track.
but also really fun. Okay. Now, in real life, this just happened this past weekend. It was very dry for warming up the first 2 days, but on race day, the rain came.
No.
And it was like a classic British race where literally like they do a formation lap where everyone goes around once, then they line up and then they go. Okay. They go around once, like 3 or 4 dudes go straight to the pit lane to put on normal tires instead of wet tires. Like everyone else has wet tires because it's been raining for the past half hour. And
They go into the pit
when
and
they-
get dry tires?
but when they do that, they start in the back. They start from the pit lane. So they literally like the dude in like 3rd place and the dude in 4th place are now in like 19th and 20th from the start of the race, which is mind blowing. It's kind of crazy. And then eventually the rain stops. Eventually the rain comes back.
Oh,
Eventually the rain
shit.
stops. It was madness. 5 dudes didn't finish the race, man. Like, it was crazy. Okay, Hamilton, Lewis Hamilton, the god of Formula One. He has never gotten less than 3rd place at this venue. Okay, in the past like 17 years, he has always been on the podium. All right. And 1st place and 2nd place were McLaren.
Fanboy.
They were McLaren. These guys have been ruining everybody. Third place. Third place was Nico Rossenberg on his 239th race in his first ever podium.
Whoa.
This guy retired in 2019, but they brought him back in 2022.
And he picked it the fuck up.
And
What
guess
do you
who got
do when you
fourth?
get down?
Guess who got
You get the
fourth?
fuck back up.
Lewis Hamilton got 4th place. Lewis Hamilton was breathing down his neck. He was like,
Oh my God.
he talks about it after. He's like, I was in denial. I didn't think I was going to get third place. Lewis was right behind me. Like, I thought I was going to die. Some crazy weather stuff happened. Some mistakes happened here.
Hulkenberg.
It was crazy. Fucking big. He somehow pulled it out. It was crazy. Worth a watch. It's insane. Anyways, moving on from Formula One. Sorry, that was not brief.
It was not. But it's
I did
okay.
play a game. I did play a game that was not Star Citizen, and it was not Peak, and it was not anything that I've talked about before. Ash played it too. It's called Crosswinds, and it is a perfect marriage between things like Sea of Thieves and the good parts of Skull and Bones, which is mostly the styling, and Valheim. Now, there's only one survival element that you can't die from, and that's eating. You're starving, but you don't die, right? So like, I know so many people, you guys included, hate it when you play a game and it's great, but you get killed by the sun, or you die because you didn't drink blood, or, you die because you didn't eat. It's like, dude, why? This game is just like, you're starving. 5 days later, you're still starving. Okay, you have to eat to gain like a bonus, like more health, or like a health pool, or more strength, or more mobility, or whatever. And you can eat 3 foods. So it's got that in it, but not the annoying parts, right? It's got incredible base building mechanics, but not, oh, hey, in Valheim, guess what? Why did all my lights go out? Why are my torches gone? Because apparently I have to put sap in them every freaking once in a while. No. You place a freaking light in this game and it stays lit, right? Like, and then with like the base building stuff, there's this idea of keep building or whatever. So say you're laying the foundation for like a dock, you can just in one click very rapidly. Right, same thing with stairs. It's just like hold it down, and it will auto predict the proper direction and build it in one click. But this game's really cool. The fighting is pretty fun. You start off with a tiny little ship, and then you go and find a bigger ship, and then you can go and get a bigger ship, which I only got into the second biggest ship. I don't know how big it gets. It's really crazy. But the game shouldn't be in early access because it's already just too cool.
Well, it's not even in early access, right?
It's not actually. No, sorry. Yeah, it's an alpha.
Yeah.
I only got access to it because I told them I'm a creator, which theoretically I am. I've created things.
He's like,
technically, I told them, I was like, hey, I would like to make like a base building video of your stuff, but I've been so swamped that I haven't done enough base building. I've only done some exploring. And the game already works well on my Steam Deck, which is insane. Like, I don't know. I think devs nowadays, someone has a Steam Deck and make sure it works, or it's just Unreal Engine 5 is doing incredibly well. But it's a really fun game. There's only 2 weeks left, unfortunately. They're going to be introducing PvP eventually. Supposedly it might be like Dune, which is essential. Yeah, so this game could be quite incredible. It's been a blast. It's been so good that I took literally like an hour or two this weekend to develop a Steam Deck improved controller layout, since like Steam Deck allows you to do crazy stuff and improve on things that don't feel good in the game. Because the game does have some issues with controller, but they're all workaroundable. It's definitely not pristine. But yeah, I played Crosswinds, and then there's this one game that I played that one of my best friends just kept on wanting to play over and over again, and I'm just gonna let him talk about it.
What was that game?
It was like called? Peak Gaming.
Peak Gaming. No, it's called Peak, y'all.
Peekaboo.
And let me tell you, there have been many a game that I've played with these fucking chuckleheads. that has grinded my gears or shown me a new side to these individuals, right?
Wait. All I do is try to help people. I don't know what you're talking. What?
No,
What?
Look.
Have y'all, audience? I want you to picture if you have seen Attack on Titan. they have a group called the Scouts
Oh God!
who tread forward for humanity
Look,
and lead
you are no
into
Levi,
victory.
Eric.
That
you
is
are
me.
no Levi.
That is me.
You are not Levi. You
No,
you
no,
are
Eric,
not
no,
Sasha.
Matt, he is Levi. Because he leaves I all the freaking time to die.
Oh,
I tread
God,
where
no
man goes.
So,
If not for me, there would be no path left in my wake for those to follow.
God.
Now, you have to think for those who come
for those
after.
who come after. No, don't you pull that clear obscure bullshit. You haven't even finished the game. You can't speak to me that way. You can't. Those aren't your words. You don't get to say those words yet. Okay? Oh my God. Anyway, so this game is fantastic. If you guys haven't played it, it is a what is it called? Freudian climbing game.
Yeah, it's a Freudian style game.
Freudian style game where you're
Freudian-esque.
climbing with friends, quote unquote friends. Right?
What is Freudian? I'm a gamer. I actually don't know what that means.
So Freudian is so the guy who made Getting Over It. His last name was Freud, and ever since. Sorry, it's not Freudian. Oh my gosh, comments, people,
Sisyphean?
Fadian.
Fadian.
So his name, his last, no, not fraud.
Fraud. My friendship is a fraud.
Freudian,
That's
isn't
what I
it?
know
Isn't it
from
like
this game.
Freudian slip? Isn't that like
Yes. It was a
both
slip.
of you? Oh no.
Oh man.
no.
So the guy who made Getting Over It, his name is Bennett Foddy.
Yeah,
and
there it is.
he created. Well, he didn't really create, but he made the genre popular, and so now they have coined the term in games for any game where a mistake or messing up, like you lose all progress, but you don't really die. There's no such thing as like death or anything like that. You just lose all your progress. And usually the goal of the game is to climb something, right? And so they call it Fadian style games like Jump King, Getting Over It, Climbing Together, Up. All these games are Fadian style games.
Got it.
And so that's kind of what this is. It's a Fadian style game. Oh my gosh, Anthony turned his
Eric,
head and-
get your head away from the microphone.
It's when he turns. It's not when he gets closer. It's when he turns.
It's when he turns his head. Stop. It's
my
not your cub. Stop.
So, yes, Peak is a Fadian style game where you are trying to climb a giant mountain to get to a rescue helicopter because you crash landed on an island.
You're lost.
Yeah.
You're fucking lost.
And so your goal is to climb. And that's what you do. You climb in this game. And I think it is such a... The thing that this game... that was so novel, in my opinion, that really just put the nail in the coffin. And I think every fighting style game is going to do this going forward. The patches and the outfits.
Yes.
And the challenges and achievements are so well done. And no Fadian game before this did. And now that we have experienced it, I cannot wait for future Fadian co-op games that follow suit, make meaningful, cool achievement badges and things like that, like Peak. So in Peak, you
How
essentially
dare you
wear...
take this from me?
I know. Okay, it's
I'm
Nat's
sorry.
turn
I'm
because
sorry.
this is his
Also,
segment.
You go.
Also, your
go.
microphone is
I'm
going
sorry.
crazy.
Mine is.
Yes.
Nat,
In
tell me.
this game, you are in a quote unquote fraternity of sorts, a group, some would say, of scouts who have crash landed on an island, and your goal is to climb from the beach all the way up to the peak, thus the name of the game, of the mountain. On the way, you will face 4 biomes and 1 final challenge. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4 biomes and then 1 final challenge. There is the shore, the jungle, the
tropics. The shore,
the tropics. What's the ice area called?
We'll
call it the glacier for now.
Yeah, it's something like
the glacier and then the caldera.
Yes, the caldera.
Okay, so that's shore, no modifiers. It's just you figuring out how to play the game, right?
Yeah.
The next one is the tropics, where they introduce the concept of other things trying to fucking get at you, other than just like rudimentary, spiky things that don't look good. They're introducing food that you can't eat. They're introducing things that you shouldn't step on. They're introducing avenues that chances are you probably shouldn't take because they are dead ends, right? They're also introducing mechanics of the entire map, this being, in the case, rain. So once it starts raining, it's really hard to climb. This continues up into the glacier area and then finally into the caldera area. Caldera is pretty much fire. And then you get to the kiln, where all bets are off. And you better have everything that you needed, because if you don't, you're not making it through this thing. Not without some serious pain, sweat, tears, and a whole lot of luck that you hope that the randomizer for this map, yes, randomizer, because the caldera, the kiln does shuffle as well, Eric.
It does. Okay. I looked this up. The difference between the kiln and other ones is that it has set landmarks that determine the path. So there is always a path that you can go through in the kiln without the use of any without an.
So there is
without a what?
There is a non-intensive route. There is a one that does not require.
There is
materials.
always a path in the kiln that is predetermined because of the bridges that builds out from the bridges up top to determine a correct path. There
Are
is
you
actually
saying
a
we
quote unquote correct path for the kiln where you do not need to use.
Are you saying we only need food? Are you saying we just need to bring a lot of food?
If you choose the right way.
Yes, if you choose the right way, you should be able to climb the kiln without using any specialty items. There's a correct path to do it. Because there has to be a way to do the achievement. Every other map has so many variances because of how it's built that there's always going to be multiple pathways that do not need specialty items. That's why the achievement is always possible. But the kiln, because of the way they generate the top section with the bridges, it had to build out from there. So there's always a predetermined path that it builds out. So it does like an A star with a correct in the kiln, one correct path, and then build out randomness from there.
Smart.
Yeah.
Anyway, let me go ahead and finish this because this is going to be quick. Because I have very succinct points at the very end. It's very quick. For this game to work, you have to work as a team. You have to get from beginning to end with whoever it is that you've signed on to the trip with, right?
Apparently not.
Sometimes that goes very well. Very cute kitty, Eric. That's very nice. This will not deflect from the fact that you are a failure as a team.
This is literally what happens when we're playing. And we're like, Eric, it's a team game. Wait for us. He's like, oh, but there's a thingy over here.
This is my part, Anthony. I get to say it. To be fair, Eric is usually the person who's taking point in some of the games that we play. To be fair. That being said, I cannot count the number of times I have played this game with my friends. And I've asked, where is Eric? It has happened every time we have climbed the mountain. I shit you not. Every time. If you go through any of our VODs, whether it be through mine, Anthony's, or Eric's, there will be a period of time where Eric is just running and we will be in nowhere in sight. You can barely hear us. It got so bad that at one point in time we were on the glacier, right? And we could not find where Eric was. And Eric had to leave afterwards, but Eric was like, "Dude, I couldn't find you guys. I couldn't find you." And I was like, "Eric, I understand that you couldn't find us because there was no way that you could go back to where we were. That being said, you made no attempt to reel down the rope that you had in your inventory. I watched back the VOD, Eric. I looked back and you had a rope in your backpack and you sat there and you watched us freeze to death."
I watched you. When was this? What do you mean?
This was days ago, Eric. I thought about this. This was days ago, but it sits in my brain for free because it was the one moment where I was like, "Oh, I can't let Eric go too far because if he does, he will actually leave me behind and leave me to die. He will leave me to freeze to death." It was so bad that after Eric left the game, we were like, "Oh yeah, no, we don't take the Eric way." Now, since then, that map has reset, so there's no longer an Eric way. However, anytime that Eric suggests a pathway, there's a little grain of salt that I have to take with it. Let's rewind to yesterday, gentlemen. Let's take a look back at the VOD from yesterday. We were in the kiln, about to go ahead and try and plot our route up to the very top of the mountain. At the very last part, we had already died multiple times for
Is this the
stupid
one
reasons.
where I escaped?
I don't know, Eric. I don't care. It's not part of the story.
I'm just trying to make sure whether or not my route was the correct route or not.
Shut up, Eric. We get to a point and Eric's like, "Hey, I think this is the way." The person who was usually our other point person, Jason, was like, "What is the plan?" He was like, "No, I think that's the way." So he points to a rock and I start climbing. Stupid move for me. I should have waited for the plan because there was no plan.
I had a plan.
There was a plan. Eric, there was no plan when I went up the rock.
Plan
Because you guys went around, and there was no reason for me to climb. I watched the VOD.
No. But the plan was to scout ahead.
Eric, no, it wasn't.
We had to get the high
I
ground.
hit you with this. I swear to God. I'm almost done. Don't worry. All of this to say, Anthony, thank you for trying to keep our group together. Eric, thank you for trying to lead the way in your own special way.
Exactly. Leading the path.
Shut up. I will continue to enjoy playing this game with you all because the rage moments are so funny. But at the same time, Eric, sometimes, I swear to God, I will throw you off the goddamn mountain. I will continue to take up banana slips, and one day I will have my revenge. Yes. I say this now.
That's fair.
I'm not gonna lie, I hate it and I love it. Okay, because when Eric sent that message, "Are we podcasting tonight?" For a second, I was like, I can't talk to them again after a quest.
I can't talk to them right now.
I'm so salty. There's no way I'm gonna be able to talk to them right now.
Me and Nat made it out that run.
Oh my God. Oh wow. Oh wow.
I would have made it too, but y'all left me, and I was trying to make sure our best friend Nikov could make it too. I couldn't take my backpack off because we had a bug where if you take your backpack off, it flies to Netherworld.
We waited as long as we could.
No. One of you needed to come to me, take the freaking chainsaw out of my backpack and shoot it at Nikov. But y'all were gone. Y'all were gone.
You did not see what
I
happened.
need you to watch the VOD.
You did not
Y'all
see what
were
happened on our end.
gone.
You should have seen Nat's bag fly through the map,
I know how that
bounce
works.
off the walls, and then fall straight down the middle. And Nat was like, "Where's my pack? It was just here." And if you look at my VOD, my camera just follows the bag as it falls into the abyss.
But no, Anthony, there was a I know exactly what you're talking about. There was a climb that happened right after that point, and we talked about this almost immediately after too. There was a point right after that climb, the one with all the heat rocks that you said that you were stuck with Nikov, right? There's a point right after that if you don't have a certain amount of stamina, you're not getting up, and Eric's rope is not reaching.
I also not Nat, and I could not go back down the heat rock and be able to get back up the heat rock.
I wasn't standing on a heat rock.
No. It was around the heat rocks, and I'm not saying like you had to be on the heat rock. I'm saying
No.
you had
I'm
to
just
make your
saying
way through heat rocks to get to that point, and then you still had to climb up to get to at least a point where you could.
But we were at a point where we were hop skipping. So we were going. One person was staying behind and helping, right? Me, I helped you up. You stayed. Helped Nat up. Wait for Nikov.
You know what
I
we can
had
do,
to
guys?
get off.
You know what we can do, guys? Let's go back to the VOD. Just pull up
I
the VOD.
was trying to look at it, but I see Jason there, so I guess you didn't stream the one with Nikov.
No, I did.
No, you
No,
didn't.
no, Nat did. Nat
I
wasn't
didn't stream it.
streaming.
Eric
Oh,
did.
Nat.
Eric did.
I did.
Yeah. Pull this.
Oh,
pull
I
up
was
the VOD.
I was trying to look it up while you were chatting.
Yeah, roll the tape.
Oh, tight. Oh, tight.
Huh?
Oh, tight.
Mel says I sound scary.
You sound scary. So
Yeah, roll the tape.
overall, though,
Roll the tape.
we were disorganized at that moment, because at that moment, Eric and I got up to a spot. Nat was able to make it, and I helped him. And then, but there was a lot of freak out ish moments of like, how are we going to get Nikov up there? And way earlier on, we needed to just shoot that chain shot at Nat and Nikov.
Yeah, the only problem with that is that we used all of our chains just to make it up after that.
Y'all didn't use my chain because mine died with me.
Yes, we didn't use yours.
What up?
That's scary.
But
Okay, I'm watching Eric at 7:08.
I'm at 708. And at 708, we're at the top.
7:01. This is the point of no return for me
701.
because I can't make it up to where you are unless I have enough stamina to make it to the halfway point.
It looks like it's even before that. At 7, we have them. This was, but you had already lost your backpack. So it's
No, because
probably
I'm not
like
with you right now.
658, you have your backpack. So it's got to be somewhere
Oh,
around
it's
like
before
659.
6:58 then, because I didn't join you until like shit hit the fan.
Yeah, we're all still together.
7.
Yeah. Oh, that's the wrong arrow
Yeah,
key.
we're panicking here.
Yeah, everybody's together at 658 and a half.
Okay. Okay, so he goes up here.
This was it. Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
think it's
no,
right
no,
around
it's right after
701.25.
this. Yeah.
701.25. This was the rock
This
that
was
was
the rift.
rough.
This is the split. So he gets to here, right? I get to here as well at 6:58.23. So I get up to like you. Oh wait, you end up here. I think you went down to get Nikov. Yeah.
No, I never went down for Nikov.
No,
Oh,
Are you
Because you're
talking
up
about
here.
me?
I'm looking at you right
6:58.
now. You're up-
30 something.
658.50 is
Yeah.
where the heat rocks are. This is where we do the heat rock climb.
Yeah, and then
No, no.
6:58.50. Okay, I see.
6:58 is around when
Oh, here.
Eric and I get up higher, and then I wait, but Eric looks around, and then I don't know what happens.
Did you send it all the way up? Jesus Christ.
No. So I was talking to y'all about whether I should, but
Yeah,
y'all
yeah.
said we can just climb up the heat rocks. And so I ping
Okay.
at 659.22, I ping that huge climb. And this is where me and Nat are ahead. And we thought you were right behind us. And I was like, I'm going to go above these heat rocks. Once I get above these heat rocks, there was no way for me to go back
There's a
down.
point of no return.
And look, I'm standing on the heat rocks, but I have no stamina because of the heat, so I keep trying to go up and off the heat.
Oh yeah,
This
seven.
is where I jump across. I eat a lot of food and jump across.
I don't know what
Once I
time
get
you're at.
across here,
Okay, wait.
6:59.
No, it's 7:03. 7:03. 7:03.
no,
7:03:10.
But when we split, Anthony and Nikov never do the climb that I
Up to
do
the
at
rock, right.
6:59:53. So
And
if you go
I'm-
to 6:59:53, where I am at, did not have enough health to deal with the heat to go back down, but our Nat was still right below. And at this point, y'all were fine and working your way up right behind us.
At 7:03:10, this like literally 7:03:10. This rock that Eric is on right now, to climb up there, I did not have the stamina.
Okay, at 7:03:10, y'all are so far away from where I was with Nikov.
That is not the case. So Nat, I think
So what I'm
we
getting
stand
at
on
is
this rock
that
for a while.
y'all are so far from where we even had a chance to get to because we had no idea where to go.
So don't worry about 7:03, Anthony.
I'm saying between
It is-
7 minutes and 7:03 is when y'all went too far away.
Well, no. You're already too far. 6:59:53. And I get to the rock. There was no return
Oh, there
for
was
me
two
and Nat.
lollipops in my bag. Fuck.
No. I go to you before Nat goes to you.
At 6:59:53.
No, I'm saying I get to a
I'm-
point that was impossible to get up to for almost Nat, but was impossible to get up to for. At 6:59:53, you reached the point where we needed to get Nat and Nikov up here with that chain gun that you point at them. You had the right idea to point that chain gun at them because
I literally
they
asked
didn't
whether
have.
I should do that.
And you should have. And we might have all made it if you had done it right there. Because we were not able to discern how much stamina Nat and Nikov had.
Oh, I had
It's all
none.
fair.
And-
Yeah.
This is why I made the
And then
asked
I
whether or
come
not
up
should do the chain
I
gun.
come up after you. I make it. I had enough stamina. And then you go and look on and I stay there forever until eventually Nat is able to make it. And then Nikov's never able to make it. And then I'm too hungry and I don't know where to go.
Yeah.
And I don't know where to go because y'all
And so,
have moved
look-
on
No,
over the past
yeah.
like 2 minutes of me waiting for Nikov.
But look, okay, so this is what I was getting to. If you go to 7 minutes or 7 hours and 55 seconds, 7 hours and 55 seconds, right when you get up to the top, I asked whether or not I should chain down or chain. Y'all said no, and there wasn't enough room for too many people to stand on this. So I went to scout the next direction. I go across a huge amount of heat rocks and climb all the way up again to get over to this new section.
Oh,
Yeah, that's where I died.
And this
It was
is
that
where
Move that I died on.
waited and figure out where to go next.
Yeah.
that was
And I thought that was going to be easy for everybody to get. So I was like,
not.
okay, let me figure out the next plan because I don't know where to go from here. So let me try to figure out where we're going next.
I should have boosted Nikov up to here. I'm looking at 6, 7, 14, 13. Oh, sorry, no, I'm looking at 651, 50. I should have boosted Nikov.
So
up
yeah,
there.
right at 7:01, I was
Oh,
like,
okay.
I'm gonna see if I can get up to if there's a ledge right here that I can get up to. And I wasted so much energy to get up to that ledge because I did a bad jump. And this is where I waited for y'all. And I was like, okay, we got a good spot right here. Ledge is good. Anthony's helping them down there. I'll be able to help y'all up
Yeah,
right
he
here.
couldn't
And
hang
this-
out with the heat rocks. Yeah,
Yeah, I couldn't hang out with the heat rock, but this is where
we had the split.
I waited and then Nikov fell. And I was like, oh, let me put the rope down. Do y'all see this rope? And this is where I put the rope down for Nat. But
And then
Nat's the
Nikov
only one
dropped.
who ever
Yeah.
took it.
Once Nikov dropped,
And
we
then
were
somebody
fucked.
dropped, and I couldn't get back down there.
Yeah. And then I tried to drop a rope down. Was it enough?
I thought you were able to get up the rope. But yeah, once I dropped the rope down, and Nat was like, okay, that rope's good. I was like, okay, I'm in the next direction here. I'm going to figure out where we're going on this bridge.
Got you.
Yeah, we didn't have enough food for sure though either
Yeah, we were
for the
fucked
whole
up.
trip.
All right.
I might have made it with food. I might have made it with
to say,
food.
guys, Peak's amazing. It's really
It's
fun.
peak
It's
gaming.
So
It's
funny.
fun.
It's
It's fun.
so funny. Like
It's a
playing
fun
with
game.
friends. There's like so much.
Yeah.
There's so many cases of just like
Well worth it.
hilarity happening just because of stupidity, and
I think. Go ahead.
it's enough to make you crash out. Like you have to be emotionally invested enough in a game, I feel, to be able to have these kinds of highs and lows. And I'm glad that like this game has just enough
Yeah.
emotional attachment for me,
Dude,
that
I
love it.
and this goes back to my point that the inclusion of the little sash with the badges
Yeah, man.
and the cosmetics.
Yeah,
It's literally
They're-
a Boy Scout dash, bro.
Yeah.
It's a real
I
thing.
know.
It's not.
No, no, no. But give me
It's a real life thing.
But that doesn't matter. Give me another Fadian game that has done this before this.
No. I'm
And,
just saying it's funny that you say you call it a little sash with a badge, and like it's a Boy Scout sash and badges. It is literally a
That's-
game
no,
about being a Boy
that's-
Scout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in for it. I'm just saying the idea of having something like that is going to be necessity for Fadian games going forward. Like I think it will change the genre because of how much it attaches you to those ideas.
Yeah.
Like doing cool things in the game and being able to show it off. And
Yeah.
I don't think any other Fadian game has done it as well.
no,
And thematically.
no.
One thing they do
A
really well,
drinking game version would be absolute peak.
dude. So one thing that they do stupidly well, on top of there's a badges for finishing the game solo, and there
Yeah.
are badges that are easier to get if you're solo.
Yeah.
And it actually kind of captures the experience in a way, maybe what we would imagine solo climbing a rock, a real
Oh,
life
yeah.
mountain, like what is his name, Alex Honnold, with no gear. And I have made many a dumb decision since it's a video game and regretted it and died. Like,
Yeah.
but I'm sure there's a lot of safer routes I could have taken.
There's a certain
I-
level of anxiety for this kind of game, I feel, that needs to be present.
I really want there to be a horror game version of this.
No, what? No, what?
No.
So badly.
It is a horror game.
It is a horror game.
Oh,
It is a horror game. The horror is that you're climbing a mountain
What do you
with your
mean?
friends.
There's already like those games.
Yeah.
Those games already exist. What are they
Like
called?
the panic of like someone turning around and like all of your friends are walking away, but you're
But-
still struggling.
No,
with it.
Eric, there is a
but
version
not with
like
the
this.
same Fadian idea.
I think there
Oh, I
is. I've seen it.
Where you
And
try
you
to
go and
collect-
you try to collect things that are worth money.
Are you talking about like Repo or
Is it
Horror
is it
like,
Repo?
leave you behind.
Is it
talking
Repo
about,
Man or Repo?
REPO? Is probably what you're talking about, but
That looks
Um,
probably right.
the problem with games like Repo and
Yeah, Repo.
or content
I haven't played.
or whatever that game is, the problem with those is that they're not this giant thing that you have all the way through that has this like procedural idea to it. They are little missions that you go in and out of to try and go, and the little missions are fun, but they don't lead much investment as something like Peak does. The idea of Peak being this hour and a half long experience,
hours.
extend the experience, really so satisfying when you beat it. That's one of the things that is so cool. When you get those achievements, it's so satisfying.
I
And
want the Spelunking add-on.
the horror games don't do that as well, like the
Sorry.
Repo and things like that.
Yeah.
Content aware. They don't do
I want the
Yeah.
Spelunking, what is it? Expansion, where like you can go down a cave and be like, oh, let's go ahead and plumb this, and like it's harder to climb down, and if you can get out, you might come out at a different point of the map or a completely different biome, or it could be a complete dead end. and
Oh!
you're just fucked.
I forgot to share my idea. Okay, two things. One, yesterday I played with you guys for like 5 hours, and at the end of it, I was like, I can't believe that was 5 hours.
Yeah.
Didn't even realize it. Two, I had an idea.
That's why when he was like, let's keep Anthony, I can't. I'm sorry.
I'm so burnt.
I had been streaming for like 9 hours at that point.
Yeah, I realized that afterwards. So Peak, for one, it's got an incredible opportunity for just, but I don't know if they'll do DLC, but like there's so much they can do, just like adding an interesting item, and let's see how that changes things. But I want them to add goof items. A goof item
Yeah.
like the barrel. There's only one point of the barrel. You put it on Eric and you throw him off the mountain. But then for a moment, he panics. He's like, I'm dead. I'm dying. What's happening? But because it's a goof item, he resurrects right next to you. No punishment, no actual death. It was like a jump scare, you know? Like
It's
I
like
think
the
that would be
banana peel, but just
right.
like not in the worst
Like,
place.
how amazing would that be if you slipped on a banana peel and fell off the mountain and died, that they actually resurrected you where you fell off the banana peel? Now,
Hilarious, yeah.
right? Because you're like, because, and what if the banana peel, for instance, was a slightly different item and it didn't make the slip thing, but it made like a bomb sound, like one of those explosions? So now you're convinced that you accidentally hit one of the explosive things and you actually died. Like on top of that. But no, it was a goof. You didn't die, right? Like that would be a really cool feature for them to do, just to like be able to mess with each other a bit.
The handcuffs would be interesting, being chained together.
Handcuffs?
Where you have to chain gang it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's the cool about Peak comparatively to some of these other games. It is moddable.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So,
Yeah.
and as long as everybody has the mod, you can play co-op mods. And so there will be a ton of things that people can make for this that will be awesome. So
What I'm worried about for this game is because it was made by 2 studios, we will be sorely missing an expansion for quite some time because they have other projects that they might.
I was about to say I can go ahead and talk on this because I literally just saw the news article today. They are only in the earliest of phases of even any content, not just like thing. So it is highly unlikely that we will see any content updates for this for a long time.
I don't think they thought
they have none planned. Yeah, they literally had no content planned on release for anything after the original. And so now that they've had such huge feedback, they're like, "Oh, we should do other stuff. What do we do?" It's literally all as far as they've gone. So,
like, honestly, the world's their oyster, though. I think the killer on this is that if they don't move fast enough on it, I can see it. I can see it fading.
I disagree only because they do the content updates larger. They could essentially say, instead of like small little things, they can say, "Oh no, here's an entirely different island with entirely different biomes, entirely different things." And if it takes them 2 years to release that, that's fine. It won't matter. It'll get to the top of Steam again. Because it's just got to be different. The problem will be if they take a year or 2 years and they only release like some new items, new achievements, and small stuff. But if they go in and they're like, "Okay,
they go ham.
Let's go ham. Let's create an entirely new island, totally new stuff,
I'd wait
totally new biomes
or something for
then
that.
in 2 years, when they are like, "Here's our release. It's coming out in 2 weeks,"
and it's like it's not even one other island. It's like an archipelago.
Exactly.
Then I'm shitting.
Exactly,
myself.
and everyone will come back. You know, the weight stuff isn't the issue. It's the weight plus.
What if they literally do the opposite? What if they do spelunking? They like make it to the bottom.
Saying,
that'd be okay.
What if, like, they go to the bottom, bro? That would be huge. Oh.
That'd be nuts.
Because climbing down is just as hard as climbing.
No, dude, climbing down is harder.
Yeah,
it is harder to see what's below than it is to see what's above.
And you could do,
at least in real life.
The way you could do it is like a made abyss where it gets wider too.
Yes.
So you can't just like jump straight down.
Yes.
Dude, think about a made in abyss style peak.
I could absolutely see it. I could absolutely see it.
Dude, there's already
like you come to a certain stopping point. They haven't even put any NPCs in this game other than
the scout.
The one.
I mean, the one.
Yeah, the one single who's scary as crap. But
Dude, there's already two really good mods that I'm interested in. One is piggyback. You can carry your mates even when they're not passed out. That's too fun. The other one is one that I wish they had in single player mode, which is looking at your backpack while you're holding it. Like putting it down.
Yeah.
That would be so nice.
yeah, that's just as bad
But I
as
feel
it
like
is. That is intentional by the design.
I was gonna say.
That's why I said only single player,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I feel you.
that's fine. I'm not upset that you can't do it. It's just
Yeah.
So all of this to say, guys, Peak is probably one of the best games that have been released this year. Like,
Man.
wait.
This game has had some heavy hitters.
Wait.
Or
yeah,
this year.
This year has been
heavy
really
hitters.
stacked, but I would easily put this in top 10.
Y'all, Ash said the horror game for this, I think, is finding out who you will leave behind.
Yeah.
Like in
Oh my
Peak?
gosh.
In Peak,
Do you think that we could make a mod? Oh my gosh.
Was it
We
social?
could make a mod that's
Of
social deduction.
Yo, dude,
where
that would
one
be terrible.
one person has to kill all of
Oh
the three
my
other ones.
god, through the
That's a
entire
great
climb.
idea.
That's so good.
And if they sacrifice at any of the checkpoints at the altars, they can vote to sacrifice somebody. And if they vote the right person, the survivors win on the
That's
spot.
so good.
Wow.
That's so good. But you would have to like, how would you do?
Especially with
It would just
the
be the shore then.
No.
Hmm?
You have the whole mountain all the way up to the top of the kiln to be the last person standing as the wolf.
Uh-huh.
And everything else is the same. If the wolf dies and you'll make it to the top, you'll just be paranoid as like crap all the way up, not knowing whether it was the wolf that died, right? But if the wolf is the last one alive, they win. If the survivors say that there is no wolf at checkpoints and they're right, they win. Or if they make it to the top and a survivor escapes, they win. Right, so the survivors have
Does
more
the
win
wolf
chances.
get randomly assigned every peak?
Mhm.
So like,
No.
because
It's the
at
beginning of the game.
When you crash land, there's
Each
only one
peak
wolf.
is the voting opportunity.
Yes, each
Okay,
peak
okay,
is a
okay.
voting opportunity. And
So
the
of course,
wolf-
ideally, it's more than 4 players.
yeah,
You can do
And
it
the
4.
wolf-
it would have to be more than 4.
the wolf can kill people,
Can
but
or
it
can't?
has to. It can, but it has to take time, and it has to be an animation that is
Oh god, that's
identifiable.
terrifying.
So that
Interesting.
if other
I
people
hate
saw
that.
you kill somebody, then they would know that you're the wolf. So you have to essentially lure people away somehow while convincing people that you were the good person.
How do you convince them?
and killing them.
So how do you convince them whenever like the falling is like whenever somebody falls, they could still talk?
You just
You would-
disable that.
that would have to be part of the mod. Ghosts can't talk.
No, I mean,
Ghosts can only
even
talk to
whenever
each
you're
other.
Even whenever you're falling, you
Yeah.
can still talk.
No. The killing animation would cut them off
okay,
immediately.
okay,
It would
gotcha.
immediately
It'd be like
make
it
so
would
that
be
they
like
can't
putting
be
something over
resurrected.
their mouth immediately while you're killing them.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Will they be able to fight back, or is it just like that's? So I think these are good things where when you're doing a mod, you allow people to turn things like that on and off so that they can
Yeah.
experiment and find the best settings with the right number of players.
Yeah. Like
the
you
right-
have to do stuff where the timer
Yes, push them instead of
waits.
pull them up. Oh my god, Ash, that's so
Yes.
good.
Oh, that's so good. Dude, I'm telling you, this mod would be dope.
No! Oh my god! Like let them like wait.
That's so
Cut,
good.
cut the
That's
rope behind
so
you.
good.
Cut the
That's
rope
so
behind you. Cut
What
the
if the-
chain.
Yes, those
Cut
things
the
are great.
bridge.
What if they're okay? Wait, no. Extend the animation for pulling someone up. Right. Have a situation where it's not quick and immediate, where it's
Yeah.
like you have to use energy to pull them up. Right. So it's slower, and then you can cancel it while you're pulling them up, and you could say, "I ran out of energy," but you didn't run out of energy. You let them go. Does that make sense?
Oh man, yeah.
Damn.
That's so good. That's so good. Oh my god. Okay, Peak is so good.
Oh,
There's a lot. There's a lot of layers to this. There's a lot of layers you could.
This is going to
possibly
be
put.
our
It could
first
be a-
Tap Haven mod.
It would
Oh,
give
man.
reason to the blowgun.
The blowgun, dude. When I
the
hit Jason with that,
blowgun.
oh my god. Wait, I didn't do that.
You actual yes, you did.
It doesn't do anything bad, right? Like they just fall
Yeah.
asleep.
No, it just puts him to sleep.
It just
Yeah,
puts
it
him to
just-
He deserved it.
All this to say, guys, Peak is great. We have some ideas
Yes.
for some mods. I don't know if we're gonna develop it or not. We'll see.
That would be cool. I've never made a mod. I've never made a mod, but I would totally do it. I do have the coding expertise.
They don't have a push
Coding
function.
luckily.
They don't have a native element within their game that gives a push. I mean,
No,
you can
you'd have to design that.
You'd have to
yeah.
design that. Yeah, yeah.
Honestly, you'd probably
That'd be bad.
like to start off. You'd have to tie in to certain animations. So the push animation would probably equal hand holding animation.
Uh-huh.
You just do the same thing, but instead of pulling them up, it pushes them away. But it would look like at the start, it would probably look similar while you're testing it, type of deal. Because you wouldn't want to develop animation to start with. You'd want to get everything working first. But guys,
You'd have to be able to turn it off because there's some things where you would want to be able to actually help, and there would be other times where you're just like, no, I have to. I'm going to push you down
It'd
the
have to be
cliff.
a toggle for the
It'd have
wolf.
to be a
The wolf
toggle.
will be able to choose.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Middle click because it's like the middle finger.
Man.
Yes.
I'm
I must go. I so bad before I go play Gloomhaven. So, guys, a wonderful episode of the podcast. Thanks for joining us. Check all the stuff out we do. Check us out on YouTube, Twitch, all our Twitch channels. They're all everywhere. We'll catch you in the next one.
Bye.
Go ahead, Disney. Go ahead.